The Son of the Sheik, released in 1926, is the sequel to The Sheik that was released in 1921, and it is based on E.M. Hall's 1925 novel of the same name, which is, of course, the sequel to her 1919 novel. Yeah, funny how that connects. This is the first sequel ever made in cinema history. Now, at the time, Rudolph Valentino was struggling in his career. He was trying to make a comeback. He had appeared in 2 failed films, and at the same time, he walked out on his contract. So, yeah, he he was struggling. He was a struggling boy. Joseph M. Schenck decided to make this film, and he contacted Rudolph Valentino. It would have been the most idiotic choice to not use Rudolph Valentino after the success of the first film. Yeah. So Agnes, of course, came back for her role as Lady Diana. Rudolph Valentino personally chose Vilma Bánky, I believe that's her last name. Rudolph plays 2 characters. He plays, of course, an older version of his character from the last film, The Sheik, and he plays the son of Lady Diana and Ahmed. The story pretty much follows the son of the Sheik. He's rebellious, he's causing all kinds of problems all over, but I kind of got a Romeo and Juliet vibe off of this story because he is in love with this girl who is from another tribe in the desert, and he's forbidden to be around her and everything else, and that's and he knows he's not supposed to be around her and all of this stuff. Some people I see have said that it's like a knockoff of the original Sheik, like the first film, and others have said that it's a knockoff of Romeo and Juliet. I kind of feel like she took the 2 and morphed them together. Personally, I liked the story. And maybe I'm weird, but because we know I am. And there is a moment where you see the mirroring of Rudolph and of the this father and son together. That had to be a trip for 1926 audiences. Oh my gosh, there's 2 Rudolph Valentinos. And so because that's the thing. I was watching this and I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, because the movie The Parent Trap with Haley Mills, for the longest time I have heard that was the first movie that ever used that mirroring effect. And this totally debunks that. 1926 they used it. Now, unlike the last film where they had no clue where it was shot, they know where the location is. It was California. Of course, they don't know where exactly in California, but they know it was in California. And the Yuma Desert in Arizona. This was Rudolph Valentino's last film. After playing in theaters for 4 weeks, he went on tour to promote the film, and he got really sick, and within a few weeks he sadly passed away. Now, a lot of people have said, in the film industry at the time and throughout the years, decades, have said that this has to be the best performance of Valentino's career. Now, this is what I have to say about that. Unfortunately, a lot of times when performers suddenly pass away, be it, like musicians, um, actors and actresses or something like that, right after the release of a film or an album or something like that, it's suddenly the best. For instance, like Heath Ledger. Now, I'm a huge fan of Heath Ledger. And everyone seems to think that his best performance is the Joker. I disagree. But because that was his last performance right after, before he suddenly passed away, people say that that's his best. No. I strongly disagree. And, unfortunately, with a lot of other performers, it's the same thing. People, I don't know I don't know why they say that. Now, what I will say when it comes to Rudolph Valentino, this movie has to be the best comeback that could ever happen for him, considering what was happening before, two failed films, and, walking out of his contract, his career was starting to nosedive, and he comes back with this film, and once again, it's successful, and the the Sheik films, I believe, are very successful for him, but he has a lot of other films that are very successful as well. So, but I don't think it's the best performance of his career. I think this is the best comeback that could ever happen for him. So that's what I have to say. And so anyway, yeah, this is the first sequel ever made, and it's again, it has the mirror effect where he's playing the father and son. There is that moment where you see him and where the father and son are standing there. And again, I would have loved to be there in 1926 and see how people react to that. Especially because, he's the sex symbol. And oh my gosh, there's two Rudolph Valentinos. Oh my goodness. Oh, good heavens. But anyway, and yeah, this was sadly Valentino's last movie, but and I have to say that this had to be the best comeback for him. But anyway, yeah, best sequel, the first sequel ever made, and this is The Son of the Sheik, 1926.